Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a professional climber. I hate it so much! Why do I fucking climb? God!
Are you a professional climber?
I don't know. I forgot what else I was then.
My name's Kevin. I'm a climbing instructor. I'm a... what am I? Yeah. What am I? I'm scared.
Sorry, I've got you.
Spot me.
I'm spotting
me.
I'm watching
You got me.
It's not that bad. You're alright. I've got you. I've got you. Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a professional climber, route setter and a climbing coach with a love of psychology.
My name's Kevin. I'm a climbing instructor. I am an obsessive climber with a love for psychology.
Hello, I'm Allegra. I'm a sports psychologist, researcher, and mental coach.
Okay. Let's check out this baby! No! From a very young age I had a mentor called James McAfee who taught me a lot about traditional rock climbing. He also gave me the sage advice at the age of 14 that you should only really go for things when you feel like you're in a good headspace and you're on top form. At the time, being 14-year-old, I didn't listen to that advice, and I'd had this horrific time on a traditional rock climb that was graded E1 called Banzai Pipeline, and didn't really feel like I was on form, but still decided to try and tie on to lead my first ever E4. This resulted in things going nearly very horribly wrong, with my dad watching me at the bottom of the crag pacing around, Kath thinking he was going to kill this 14-year-old girl, and these two guys watching on from the side slowly traversing along this ledge thinking I was going to fall off and hit them. Luckily I'm still here to tell the tale, and I managed to bail myself out of this situation, but it's a lesson that has stuck with me and that I apply to my climbing most of the time now. And I think it's things like this where it hasn't been a completely linear pathway through climbing, it hasn't always been easy, that has led me to where I am now.
Are you a professional climber?
I don't know. I forgot what else I was then.
I started studying psychology because I was mostly interested in how the brain works. However, after studying, I had a really hard time trying to find the thing that I was most passionate about within psychology. So I would enjoy studying developmental psychology, clinical psychology, but also statistics, neuroscience, behavioral psychology, cognitive psychology. I wanted to understand how do we work, how our emotion impacts our processes, how can we improve our abilities through neuroscience. But then I realized that I really wanted to apply the knowledge that I was acquiring. So I discovered my greatest passion in decision making, and during my master's in applied experimental psychological sciences I could delve into the mechanisms, the research, and how do we actually look for how we function and how to make changes in our lives. So with time my interest moved from neuroscience that was in a certain sense restricted to the laboratory and not in the real world, to something more applied, more concrete as behavior change and decision making. When I discovered climbing, I have already studied sports psychology, so for me it was very interesting to start applying the things that I've studied on myself. I noticed that I was afraid of falling, and especially on lead, so I decided that I wanted to make an effort to overcome it, and it ended up after just 2 years of climbing and 1 year of lead climbing, actually less than 1 year of lead climbing, I went to the Swedish Championships and actually reached finals.
I've been climbing for the last 25 years. Love climbing, it's my passion, but have had a lot of very close experiences with fear throughout my whole life since I was a child, and I've had some real experiences that have created some form of trauma within me with regards to fear of falling. So just before I became a climbing instructor, I had a belayer who dropped me 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I should have known better. But the 3rd time, it traumatized me and it stopped me from enjoying climbing. And for that scenario, I never felt that the fear of falling kind of affected my climbing performance. So stopped enjoying climbing. I still would go climbing, but I wouldn't be able to push myself, and I would stop taking falls. So it became so frustrating that I read lots of books, did lots of research, and over a period of time managed to find ways to manage that fear and deal with that fear. And when I felt that my climbing was progressing again, I realized that so many other climbers around me are affected by their mindset in climbing, whether that's the fear of falling or fear of failure mindset. There's so many aspects within climbing. So I thought, how can I help other climbers? So I developed a workshop mainly looking at fear of falling and helping others to progress within their climbing. So I developed a workshop around 7 or 8 years ago, and called the Climbing Psychology Workshop, and just helping people come up with a simple structure to manage their fear, but also gently expose them to some form of falling, which they can build up over time to get hopefully better at managing that fear. 5 years go by, and had run so many different workshops that I thought maybe I should write a book. So all the information that I'd collated running these workshops, I put together into a book, because I thought there are lots of books out there, but none are easy to read or give the climber a simple progressive way, an understanding of the mind, but a method of how they can help deal with the fear of falling and their mindset in climbing. So I wrote a book called Climbing Psychology, which gives the climber a simple structure and easy to understand information about what happens in the mind. Climbing to me is 80% in your head, and it's an area that I feel lacks information. So my aim is to try and impart as much information on to you guys to try and help you progress with any kind of fears or anxieties or mindset within climbing, to help you perform better.